When many people think of brain injuries, they imagine some kind of external trauma, a fall or a car crash. But the human brain can be damaged in any number of ways, by illness, stroke, or aneurysm, and it doesn't necessarily happen all at once. Take Kim, for example. 2 years ago, she was an active woman with a passion for work and learning. She had little clue that her life was slowly changing forever.
Part of the problem was that I lost awareness. So I would notice something and then dismiss it because it just sort of, my memory wasn't working properly, but I didn't know it. I had visual problems and emotional problems. I was angry a lot for no apparent reason. And I was always such a calm, but it was a friend who finally said, that's it, you're having problems.
For months, Kim had resisted getting help, denying that anything was wrong. But as soon as she arrived in the emergency room, the doctors knew something serious was affecting her brain. She immediately began a battery of tests.
I was lying in the CAT scanner, and I remember the machine running over my head, and after it had made the first pass, the technician watching the computer in the other room jumped up so fast that I heard the chair roll across the floor, and he ran out the door. And I thought, uh-oh, I wonder what that means.
The scan showed Kim had hydrocephalus, water on the brain.
There are ventricles within the brain, and there's two at the top, and then that's where the fluid is actually formed, the cerebrospinal fluid. And those drain into a lower one, which is called the third ventricle. And then that drains out into the spinal column and circulates, and also around the brain. And in my case, that final drain hole out of the third ventricle is too narrow.
Surgery corrected the problem and stopped further damage, but it was too late. Kim still struggles with day-to-day tasks.
I'm still not working. I still have memory problems. I still haven't adapted to the fact that I am not me. Because I am me. And so I just assume I can still do everything that I used to do. But I can't. And quite often when I do the things I used to do, I end up, passing out or something because I used to lift heavy objects. And so I'll lift something and then that's it. I have blazing headache and I have to go to bed.
It's difficult for her to follow conversations or to read people's faces. The extreme concentration can cause attacks of nausea and lightheadedness. Her lips sometimes suddenly turn blue, and she needs to retreat to a quiet place to rest and to regain her strength. But one of the hardest things remains explaining her new limits to the other people in her life.
What my condition means for my life. I got into it just last week with a friend who just basically told me to get over myself and get on with my life and get a job. It's like...
It's only been a little over 2 years since Kim began treatment, and some things will change. But her road ahead is likely long and filled with unexpected turns.